James Webb, J Webby can eat, and he's on the line live with the Run Home with Joel and Fletch. G'day, James.
How are we, guys?
Going good, mate. It's 2 a.m. You're in Texas, I understand.
You must be lonely.
It's all good. I'm in Texas, but to be honest, your eating technique, Joel, my friend, needs a bit of work.
I know.
What was he doing wrong, Webby?
What was he doing right?
Hey, Webby, can we ask you this, right? So we're looking at you, and you can catch up on this chat if you want to see James in person through the YouTube page. Search the Run Home with Joel and Fletch. Brian, look at this chiseled jaw, right? No sign of a second or third chin like I've got. That's the Bert from eating real fast. He's immaculately presented, isn't he?
Yeah, a lot of the eaters aren't, because when you think of like people who do this for a profession,
Very tricky 10 out.
Yeah, you'd be big fellas. But James, we might have asked you this last time you were on. How do you keep yourself so fit?
Firstly, thank you, fellas. I appreciate the compliment. Look, to be honest, look, believe it or not, eating fast, you get tired. So you've got to be relatively fit to do what we do. To be honest, my life is literally wake up in the morning, hit the gym, eat like a maniac, hit the gym, go to sleep, repeat. So we do spend a lot of time training. You know, a lot of us play sport or go to the gym, or some guys are into like running and stuff. So we all kind of have our own thing.
What about the health risks? So obviously, like being a professional, what's the major threat as being a professional leader? What's the major threat you got to keep an eye on?
To be honest, my doctor, my GP, his son is one of my biggest fans. So I don't get away with anything. I get like dobbed on no matter what I'm doing. Actually, my doctor is concerned I'm going to lose a tooth because I just bite into stuff like just, so I think teeth is number one. Look, to be honest, like most, I guess, professional athletes or whatever you want to classify me as, I do get checkups every 3 months, blood tests, cholesterol, blood sugars, things like that. Just to make sure, like, I know I eat like a maniac. I know I push my body to absolute limits. So, you got to keep on top of it. But look, man, the best guy in the world, Joey Chestnut, has been doing this 20 plus years now.
Yeah. Now, Webby, I'm looking at you now because we're on Skype, just for our listeners. You look like you've just been recently groomed. Did you get groomed because you are now #1 Southside barbecue sausage eating champion?
Look, to be honest, this haircut was a bit of a mistake. The barbers here in Texas, they're definitely not my kind of barbers, so they gave me a bit of a hack job. But look, I'll take it. I mean, look, to be honest, after the contest, I'm still riding high, so I'll take a bad haircut.
Do you get nervous, James?
Of course. I think, look, it's a bit of nerves, a bit of adrenaline. It's, you know what? It's overall excitement. Like, it's a lot of fun what we do. And, of course, you want to do well. Being the only Aussie, you kind of want to stick it to these Americans, right? So there's a little bit of nerves there because you want to put your best foot forward.
Can I ask you this? Tell us about the sausage that you ate, 51 sausos. What's a Southside barbecue sausage? What is it sort of in our terms?
So it's probably closer to chorizo in flavor and texture.
Okay.
But it's probably half the size of like a typical like woolly snag.
Yep. Okay.
But it's just like short, fat, and it's really, really fatty, really grizzly, and it's really chewy.
Is there any rules in these championship games where you could just swallow it whole, or do you have to bite into it?
I know long as it doesn't touch the floor, long as it doesn't come back out of your body, you can get it down however you want.
Okay. Is there any? I'm just thinking that little chorizo. Could you just neck it? Rather than chewing it, just open up your gob and just say, throw a sausage down my throat.
Look, well, if that could happen, it's definitely out of my league. I had to chew. I definitely had to chew.
Chatting to James Webb, #1 competitive eater in Australia, #5 in the world. So, James, every competition that you go in, does it always end in, the lactic acid kicks in for an athlete? Is it always like, holy dooly, I'm in big stride? Are you always that close to vomiting, or are you so tuned to what you're doing that it never really ends that way?
To be honest, it's actually more like the #2. Like you're like busting to go to the bathroom. Yeah. It's more #2 than anything else.
Wow.
Oh, okay. And
think about it. I consumed 51 sausages.
Yeah.
Think of the amount of fat content in 10 minutes. I probably ate a week's worth of fat content in 10 minutes, right?
Wow.
And was the GOAT there? Was Joey Chestnut there against you?
No, but he wasn't there, but I'm competing with him next week and the week after in his hometown. So it's going to be a big one.
What do you got coming up there, James, rather? What's against Joey? So you've won the sausage. What's the next one?
Yeah, so not this weekend, next weekend, the 18th of May is going to be a bologna contest in Knoxville. And then the week after that in Indiana is going to be a donut holes contest. And actually, that's where Joey lives. So it's going to be crazy.
What do they put it down to? Like, he's obviously the GOAT. You know, you got your Tom Brady in the NFL, you got your Tiger Woods in the golf, you got, Muhammad Ali in the boxing. What is it about him? Is it just, blessed with the physics of himself, or what is it?
Well, look, obviously you guys are very much into football. You look at a player like Payne Haas, genetically gifted, right?
Yep.
Just a mountain of a human. Joey is a beast of a human. I mean, he's got hands that could cover my head. He's got size 15 feet.
Wow.
He's 6'6" tall. You know what I mean? He's just a beast of a human.
I didn't know that.
No, he doesn't look that big.
Oh, trust me, he's a unit of a human being.
Okay, tell us this. So, what about training? You've got the bologna eating contest coming up. Are you just training on bologna? You just eating that sort of gear?
To be honest, I will do a few training sessions with bologna. So luckily, being in America, bologna is like a staple. So it's like their ham or their, actually, to be honest, their bologna is a lot like our Devon, except it's grilled on a barbecue. So it's, look, each to their own, I guess. It's a bit different. But yeah, I'll be going to Walmart, buying a packet or a couple of packets of bologna just to work out my technique, how I'm going to get it down. It's going to be quite chewy. It's going to be really like, I'm going to have to fold it and kind of like do it real quick.
Yeah.
So I'll do some practices, but to be honest, a 10-minute contest it's a capacity contest. You've got to be able to fit that amount of food. So
wow.
I'll be hitting some buffets to stretch my stomach, doing a couple of food challenges to work on my speed. And I'll hit some bologna a couple of days out from the contest.
Joey, I want to ask you this. In your private life, just say you went to a dinner party.
You call him Joey.
Sorry.
James.
I'm thinking of Joey. Go away, Joey.
I'll take that.
Sorry.
I'll take that.
Sorry. Webby.
Yeah.
Webby. In your private life, you go into a dinner party, do you have to sort of hold yourself back from scoffing everything?
Yeah,
like,
good question.
How does your mind work when you're in social settings?
Well, look, believe it or not, I can behave sometimes. But to be honest, obviously because now people know what I do and they think it's amusing just watching me eat.
Yeah.
But actually, I go to events or like a casual like night out with some friends and they're literally just feeding me. And they're just like, hey, let's see how much you can eat. Like, are you still hungry? Or the funniest is we'll go to a restaurant, a group of us, bring our wives and stuff. And then the people at the restaurant will recognize me. So the owner will come out and be like, leave it to me. And the next thing you know, we've got like this buffet spread on our table. So to be honest, I don't actually have to control myself all that often because people kind of just roll with it. I think it's hilarious.
Yeah.
And I'm down with that.
Are you a food addict, James?
I love food. Honestly, like obviously I do competitive eating. That's the top notch of like, you're on stage doing silly things. But genuinely, I love food, man. My job now, I get to travel the world, go to restaurants, eat a bunch of food, make some cool videos. The coolest thing ever.
Tell me this. So when you go, quite often we've all got friends who maybe they're a builder and you turn up to the builder's house and the house has got building supplies everywhere and it's a bit of a mess, or, if you go to a plumber's house, generally there's a leaky tap or something. With yourself, do you start to, is there a type of food that you've had too much? I know you love your food, but where you're just like, oh, it's such a chore for you.
Look, to be honest, there's certain foods that you eat often in a food challenge, and then it's not like you don't like it, but if you're going out with your wife or your buddies or your family, you just don't select it. You know what I mean? It's kind of like I do a lot of burger challenges.
Yes.
So I don't say, hey, let's go get some burgers. No. You know what I mean? Like you kind of pick the foods you like to eat or the ones you don't eat often. Like for example, there's Americans love mayonnaise.
Yes.
So now when I go out for a casual meal, if it's whatever it is, I don't want mayonnaise. I don't opt for mayonnaise.
Yes.
Things like that. To be fair, I've done a lot of like pho challenges, like the Vietnamese kind of cuisines. And so bean sprouts, I'm not a fan of bean sprouts. I love Asian cuisine.
Yep.
So now I go out and say, just hold the bean sprouts because I'm just like, I don't want to have them. If they're there, I'll eat them, not to be rude, but I won't be like, hey, give me all the bean sprouts.
Wow.
Now, Webby, Nathan's famous hot dog eating that's coming up, July 4th. Last year, you were in the top 5?
Top 3, came third.
Came third. What did you eat? Sorry, mate, 47.
No, I'll tell you how many he had. There's someone on the line here who wants to tell you how many he had.
How many did he eat?
47.
So he had 47. Was that Rick?
Yeah.
Was that Ricky?
Yeah.
He knows a lot about things.
He loves his stuff.
So, Webby, 47. 47. What do we... What's Joey? What's the Chestnut doing? What's his record? What last year? What did he do last year?
Last year he did 62.
Jesus. What's his best all time?
76.
Okay, so he's dropping. He's in a form slump.
He is.
He's been doing this 20 years, man. He turned 40 last year. So, there's only so long you can kind of push your body to the limit. And don't get me wrong, I have no doubt that this year, look, to be honest, out of 5 contests this year, I've won 4. I've broken 4 world records.
Wow.
I have no doubt Joey's training his butt off right now. And to be honest, I wouldn't be surprised. There's a few, it's going to be the biggest Nathans this year, the biggest 4th of July contest since pre-COVID. There's going to be 6 internationals. There's going to be the top 20 in the world. I have no doubt Joey's already training now, and he's going to get, high 60s, 70s. I have no doubt about that.
That's the most famous one in the world, the Nathan's hot dog eating contest. We're chatting with James Webb, #1 in Australia, soon to be #1 in the world, we think. He's going to take the mantle off Joseph Chestnut. Hey, James, so take us through the day. What time of the day over there does the event start? And what's your morning look like, maybe your night before? So Brian and I, we might have some spaghetti bolognese and a pasta, something before the game. How does your sort of 24 hours look before a big event like that?
Yeah, so look, firstly, the 4th of July is a very long day for the eaters. So we actually have to be in the hotel lobby at 7 a.m. Because we've got media obligations.
Yep.
We do all the ESPN rigmarole, and we have to get to Coney Island by 8 o'clock. So we get to Coney Island at 8. We don't actually eat till 1:30. Right. So we're in the green room just hanging out backstage. All you can smell is hot dogs and beer. And it's usually, 40 plus degrees Celsius. So it's a very long day for us. But in terms of preparation, I'm a very superstitious guy, always have been. I kind of, before a big contest, I like to hit a buffet or something. But actually, before my very first Nathan's, me and my wife, we went to a Brazilian churrasco restaurant in New York City.
Yes.
So that's kind of our thing. The first year I did it, I came 3rd. Ate the most amount of hot dogs on debut ever in the Nathan's contest. Last year, went to churrasco again, came 3rd, improved my count by 6.
Ooh.
So this year, I'll be going to the churrasco restaurant. Probably a little bit earlier this year because I've kind of worked out better ways to do what I'm doing.
Yep.
I need to fast for about 12 to 18 hours
you will.
before a contest.
You will. So you will fast.
So,
you're going in empty, a big night, but not before, and then bang, we're just getting ready.
Pretty much. It's kind of like, so the night before, you've got a lot of media obligation. They take this very seriously. It's crazy. They've got to shoo people away from our hotel and stuff. It's pretty full on. It's a brilliant experience. So yeah, after the media, I'll just, kick back and just chill. We get a really nice hotel in Manhattan. So just take it easy because I'll be up on the actual game day. So on the 4th of July, I'll be up at 4 a.m. To make sure I can hydrate, hit the gym. And also another thing, once you get to Coney Island, there's only portaloos. There's no actual bathroom. And I don't know about you guys, but I'm not a fan of using portaloos.
No.
So I make sure I do my business before I leave the hotel, which would be about 7 o'clock in the morning. So make sure I have a coffee, get ready to go, pack my bag, got my lucky bag, and off we go to Coney Island.
Wow.
Webby, this might be a stupid question. Do you get drug tested?
Look, to be honest, no. But
is there any sort of performance enhancing drug or food or some sort of technology or something that could stretch your stomach?
Look, it's actually, you've kind of missed it altogether. They actually check that we're wearing underwear and not some form of diaper or nappy.
Ah. Yeah, right.
Because
if
anything comes out of your body, yes, if anything comes out of your body, anything, either end, it's a disqualification, right?
Oh, right.
And there's been people that have kind of, padded up their underwear to kind of mask or hide.
Well, Gordon Tallis does that on NRL 360. So he's always doing stuff like that. I didn't know that. So you're padding up your pants. So what do? They come up and they frisk you like the airport.
Look, to be honest, last year they're just so we get given a uniform, right?
Yeah.
And they're kind of like baggy basketball shorts, and they kind of just show us your jocks, the jocks have like a band.
Yeah.
To be honest, it's really weird, but whatever, you do what you got to do. It could be worse. So I just show them I'm wearing my Calvin Kleins and off we go.
Yeah, Spono. So the rules are, if you're up to 6, just say you're on 60 hot dogs and you're busting. Soon as you let one go, you're gone. You're out.
Wow.
Okay. How long after, when you win, can you relieve yourself?
Look, to be honest, so look, we have a kind of unspoken rule that if you are going to be sick on either end, you get off the stage.
Yeah.
Look, what we do, there's a fine line with what we do. Some people think it's, should not happen. Other people love it, right?
Yep.
So, no one wants to see that side of it.
No.
So we have this unspoken rule where we all agree before a contest, listen, if you're going to be sick, don't ruin it for all of us. Get off stage and do your business, right? But actually, if you do finish on the podium, you find yourself on stage after the contest for about 20 minutes. By the time they make the announcements, you do your media, you take photos, they give you a trophy and whatever else, you're actually on the stage for another 20 minutes. And in Joey's case, because he wins by a substantial amount,
Yep.
Everyone's around him. He's sometimes on the stage for 45 minutes plus after a contest.
Wow.
So you don't really have a time, but you're doing your best to not, ruin it. And to be honest, I've been fortunate enough this year to win 4 contests. So I've been a part of the media. And you know what? When you start taking photos and talking to people, getting your photo taken, you kind of forget about what's going on in your guts. And you're just kind of like soaking it in and be like, man, this is the coolest thing ever.
Brian, what about this? Canara Cowboy wants to ask James a question. This has got you written all over it.
Okay. Yeah, right. So, Webby, we were asking other athletes about, going on a sex ban before big events. I know Canelo Alvarez said he doesn't, get into that sort of bizzo. What about you, and what about other professional eaters? Is there no porking a month out, a day out? What goes on?
No pork before the pork, Brian.
Yeah.
Look, to be honest, I figure it's a very personal thing.
Gotcha.
I know a couple of the boys. A lot of us travel alone.
Yeah.
Firstly, to be honest, in terms of I want my wife to stay in another hotel because I'm going to be up at 3 or 4 a.m. I'm going to wake the hell out of her. It's going to be a long day. A lot of us travel alone. All us internationals, we kind of get in a couple of days before.
Yeah.
So to be honest, I feel like, look, if my wife was there, I would have no ban because that's why I have a wife.
Correct.
But look, I feel like it's a very personal thing. And to be honest, I guess it will come down to if you're tired. Look, if you're tired, you sleep. Contest day is different. Everyone knows. If I'm tired, leave me alone. If you're not tired and you need to burn off some steam, well, why not?
Yeah, I reckon Joey's a mad Hillary.
Yeah.
Joey's just flogging himself.
Yeah.
Hey, how long do you see yourself in this industry for? I know you mentioned Joey Chestnut is 40. How many more years do you reckon you can keep doing this, Webby?
Look, can I be honest? If you told me 3 years ago that I would be a competitive eater, I would have laughed in your face. So I'm going to do this.
Or vomit.
For as long as physically possible. Or vomit. I'm going to do this for as long as physically possible. I want to become number one. That's me. I'm a competitive guy. I want to keep going until I reach the pinnacle, and I'm going to give it my best shot.
Mate, they are loving you. The listeners are loving you.
Oh,
All the best. Bring on Joseph Chestnut.
Yes.
And run at us, Joey. And by the way, James, for those who want to catch up and stay attuned to what you're doing, you can follow James on Instagram at jwebby_can.eat. That's jwebby_can.eat. And you can go to YouTube too at jwebbycaneat. Mate, all the best. Great chat. Good to have you on, mate. And we can't wait to chat to you
Webby.
right after the event.
Hey, I appreciate it, guys. Thank you so much, guys. Honestly, it means a lot.
Thanks,
you so
brother.
much.
Best of luck.
James Webb, what a man. As I said, at jwebby_can.eat or YouTube at jwebbycaneat. And we're also on YouTube as well. Search The Run Home with
the listeners
Joel
loved him.
and Fletch. Yes, they certainly did. It is The Run Home with Joel and Fletch.
Kenny wants to know, he said, I'd give my left nut if this guy could start lying.
Says Kenny. Sparman said, this bloke is really honest. Thank you very much, Sparman.